Hey guys, and welcome back to Ghost Trick. Oh, hell, it's all very tragic right now. We learned two things. Number one, the kidnappers made a big mistake and took the wrong girl. It wasn't the Justice Minister's daughter, it was Detective Jowd's daughter, Camilla. And the other thing, the actual tragic thing, because, you know, it's quite fortunate that they took the wrong person in the end. There's no leverage over the Justice Minister for the most part at this point, is that Camilla's birthday surprise for her mother 5 years ago ended up killing her.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate.
There's like not enough hours of time. There's not enough hours of time out in the world to punish her for this. Although, what kind of leverage were they hoping to have over the Justice Minister if they had successfully kidnapped his daughter?
Oh, right, to keep the execution order intact.
Gotcha. Okay. So man, it's just all lining up to keep this one guy either dead or alive. He's like a cornerstone of the universe or something, and all of time is conspiring.
Yeah, there's going to be quite a few more twists racking up over the course of the game, Cecil. I hope you haven't gotten off the freight train yet, or the fate train, as it might better well be called, because it's going to start picking up speed soon. It's going to be like that one level in Hat in Time when you're literally racing to the end of an exploding train.
See, I'm so happy that Hat in Time came out and ended up being really good, and more importantly, it ended up being way better than Yooka-Laylee.
Oh,
because,
man,
I was following Hat in Time's development since the beginning, so I was rooting for those guys.
I adore A Hat in Time. Just today I finished 100%ing it. You're going to get a full playthrough like mid to late 2018, because I'm waiting for the two DLC worlds to come out. It will be on the PS4 version. I'll probably be doing that with Tanner, who was my co-commentator for JoJo All-Star Battle during the Sony-Fon. So, yeah, that's one playthrough that you know about. Others include Super Mario Odyssey, which will be in January, along with Pokemon Ultra Sun, and yes, Helldragon's coming back for that. Also, Steven Universe Save the Light, and I think South Park Stick of Truth is in there somewhere.
And then eventually Fractured Butthole.
Well, I'm just happy about Super Mario Odyssey, so that's my thing.
Oh yeah, you and Flame will be with me for that one. And of course, more Zelda with Mexi. We've got Spirit Tracks in December. After we're done with Ghost Trick, we'll start recording that. Yes, we can't go to the police. They're watching us. Are there other, like, blue people hiding in, like, the bushes outside the windows or something? Like, hey, that suit of armor's moving on its own. You don't think? Nah. Blessy would have told us if there were ghosts interfering with affairs.
Exactly. When you have the spirit medium, you don't need anyone else's advice.
He's here. He's fabulous. Get used to it.
But is he dancing?
Nope. Give him a second. Oh, here we go. For a split second there, I thought he wasn't going to do his full animation. He just needed to kick into it first.
Oh, and he super bows because he's cool like that.
Well, of course.
Well, bowing is a sign of deference, so he must be greatly deferential to Lynn. And here's Jowd. Well, that escape plan worked great, didn't it, Chapter 9?
Well, to be fair, he's not dead, so it's certainly a marked improvement on his previous situation, let's put it that way.
I guess.
Here's my question. If the Rube Goldberg invention that murdered her, like half of it ended up burning away, how did the police pin the crime on him other than his own admission? Like, what evidence supports him?
You will find out very shortly, and yeah, the details are rather grisly. They don't tell you it outright,
oh, yeah.
But you have enough information to infer what happened.
Good. Because I'm just gonna say, if a justice system is just gonna lock people away because they admit to crimes, you're only doing like a quarter of the job there. It's like, why even have detectives?
Anything to clock off early, really.
Yeah, well that is true, but I mean, Detective Jowd did do a little something that is actually very illegal and would probably have gotten him put in jail anyway, but yeah, it's not pleasant.
I love how these guards, their weapons are the same as the hat. I don't know why that amuses me.
Poetry? It rhymes?
Every scene.
God damn it.
Dense.
I was literally just about to say that.
So dense. Yeah, Jowd's guilty no matter which way you swing the stick, honestly. Like, even if he didn't commit the murder, he still tried to escape prison, you know. I mean, I'm sure he stole other people's lunches at one point. He's a big eater. You saw him piling away the chicken. He's probably the person who taught that to Lynn, who styled her hair after a rooster's, like, hair, if you'll notice.
Yes, a rooster's coxcomb, I think it is.
What?
Yeah, it's a coxcomb. Coxcomb.
Coxcomb?
Coxcomb.
Okay. Just so we're clear.
We're just gonna keep saying it until you accept it, Tom, alright?
I like the idea that he said it wrong the first time and tried to cover his ass the previous or the subsequent times. Anyway.
Oh, it's a coxcomb. It's the crest or comb of a domestic cock.
I get you. There was nothing happening in the dialogue anyway. Let's let Jowd have his say. He's still going to the grave. He's determined to hold that L and suplex himself 6 feet under.
Yes, one thing you probably noticed about this part is it's actually quite short, and also it's basically all dialogue.
Oh, very much so.
It's basically people talking before they die. Like, what's even the point? Just get to the dying part so we can continue.
Oh, just can we have a like ghost trick moment where we have to lead Jowd into the incinerator? That would be a bit more peppy.
Yeah, it sounds a bit more engaging, more fun there. Way better than throwing our lives away for other people's murders.
Ha 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 ha!
Seriously, Jowd and Cecil are the only two characters that we know haven't killed someone. No, wait, Jowd killed someone in the 5 years ago, so Cecil is the only non-murderer in this cast.
Oh, yep, true.
Well, you say that, but has Inspector Cabanella actually killed anybody?
I would assume in the line of duty.
Not necessarily.
Oh, there's trauma again.
I saw her. She was in a box.
It can't be! My daughter would never be in a box!
Wow, I see someone got their zeal for life back pretty quickly.
Well, he was doing all this to protect Camilla from, you know, being prosecuted for the crime. Because if that happened, her life would be ruined. But at the same time, her mother's dead, her father was going to be put to death, so he thinks this will be the end of it, but it's not. Her suffering's only just begun, I think.
Yep, now she has to live a life without parents.
Fingers crossed, you know, in the grand scheme of the game, we can actually make it so that there is a happy ending, because right now it's looking very unlikely that that would ever be possible.
Well, considering we can only go back 4 minutes into the past, I think we're going to need a bit of a kickstart to go back all those years.
Yes, I definitely agree.
For anyone who pledges 50 minutes to our time-traveling ghost trick kickstart, you'll be part of it, the Tier 3 bracket.
Oh, man. Like, every tier is a new minute we can go back in time. Brilliant. Actually, do that for the next ghost trick game.
Yes, that will be quite good. Ghost Trick. Phantom Kickstarter.
There you go. Patreon Detective. You gotta keep the P word. Man, did we really need to see this a second time?
Yes.
I mean, it kind of loses its luster, you know, seeing it again. It's still tragic and traumatic, don't get me wrong. But,
Well, yes, but, you know, we kind of need to see Jowd's reaction to the situation, because obviously we only saw Camilla's side of things. We need to see Jowd walking into the room to go, oh god, this is still really sad.
And we also have to clue Lynn in on the whole situation, even though apparently she's proved his innocence. Like, that's her whole deal, is that she knows he's innocent, and she knows why. But, I don't know, she's reacting a lot to the basic story of the murder.
Well, I think what it was more is that she knew Jowd was innocent, but she didn't have the evidence to prove it, but she was going to get the evidence to prove it tonight, and that's why she was so adamant about them holding off on the execution because she knew that she could find the evidence, she just didn't have it yet, which actually might begin to point us in the direction of perhaps why Cecil asked to meet Lynn in that junkyard. Because the reason that she met him was because she thought that he could help her with the case she was working on. And perhaps he could have done, so the mystery gets deeper.
You'll notice that they were also seemingly trying to recreate this experiment to find out, I don't know, how it made the impossible move, but they didn't seem to have any luck. The angel is not supposed to turn around, that's why it's an impossible move.
Exactly.
Some tomfoolery here, I see. A trickery.
There you go.
Ooh.
Do I have to spell it out?
Yes, Tom, yes, you do have to spell it out.
He shot his wife.
What?
I mean, yeah. Basically, he swapped the gun, and then, yeah, kind of sort of desecrated the corpse a little bit.
Well, because if he had just left the gun as is, the ballistics would have found out that it wasn't, you know, it didn't come from his pistol, so...
Yes.
Oh, shit. I thought this was a fun, happy game about chicken and girls who look like chicken. This is hiding incriminating evidence. Like, this is too dark. I wanted a happy game. My soul was not ready for this.
Playing a game about death, what did you expect?
To laugh in its face.
It's not quite Virtue's Last Reward or whatever, like from what I hear anyway, levels of dark, but Ghost Trick does get pretty dire at times, particularly towards the end. It's all about fighting fate, really, and fate sometimes doesn't want to let go.
Yeah, I would put the Zero Escape series up there for tragic. Danganronpa can get pretty sad as well. The entire Drakengard Nier saga, that's just nothing but pure misery.
Yes, basically. Obviously I've only entered into the Nier franchise with Nier Automata, but yes, I totally see that.
Everything is so miserable and sad, and there's no escape.
Yes, it's incredibly depressing, but the game's so good!
Exactly, that's what makes those the best.
Well, maybe not Drakengard, but what I played of the first game didn't really impress me, so take that opinion with a grain of salt.
Nier Automata's amazing. I can't comment on any of the other titles in the franchise.
It's pretty easy. So basically, the guy Yokotaro is a great writer and is a good character developer and shit, but every time he tries to bring a good story to Square Enix, they would give him a shit budget and people who couldn't really design a game behind his story. So he just worked with it, did it for like 3 games, then got Nier. It was a bit closer to a good vision, and then they were finally, hey, forget it. Platinum Games can make the game for your story. Let's see if that works. And guess what? It fucking did.
Yeah, I'm really happy for like the guy to see Nier Automata do so well.
He is a joy and a pleasure. Like, he is an outstanding member of the human race, just for his antics alone.
Oh, definitely. And I have to say, it's also great for Platinum, because I think they were beginning to get in a little bit of dire straits at that point, because of obviously the collapse of Scalebound, which I'm still hurting over. Sort of at Microsoft.
Hey, on the bright side, I don't have to buy an Xbox One.
This is true. It's a great positive that the Xbox One no longer needs to be purchased because it's never getting Scalebound. But the fact that Scalebound is not going to exist is incredibly sad.
All they need to do is port Rare Replay to the Switch somehow. Like they're working together on like Minecraft and whatnot. So who knows? Maybe you could work out a deal.
Yeah, and that would then mean that the Xbox One has literally no reason to exist.
Hooray!
I don't know, there's No, sorry, I can't think of any titles that are worth picking up an Xbox One for exclusively. If you've got a PS4, a Switch, and a PC, you're basically set for this generation.
Basically.
Yeah, play your JRPGs on your PS4, play your babby Nintendo games on your Switch, and then play real games on your PC.
Determined Jowd. I like it. He's got the spark of life back in his eyes again.
So I know how, with the Ace Attorney, the crossovers have been like the new big thing. Here's my proposal. I want to see Detective Jowd, Detective Cabanela, and Detective Gumshoe, and Detective Sky all together in just the most kick-ass CSI-esque detective game.
That would be awesome.
Remind me who Detective Sky is again, is that Emma?
Yeah, it's the girl from Rise from the Ashes, but she's grown up because she's the lead investigator in the Apollo Justice games. So she's the Gumshoe now.
Oh yeah, Shamone, motherfucker. Yeah, that's what a Justice Minister does. He signs orders. He doles out justice.
To kill people.
Well, legally.
Legally, of course. That's always the key word in most people's occupation is legally.
Oh, it still stands. Well, looks like we're gonna have to hurry up then. They're taking him directly back to the prison to basically put a bullet in his head.
Or a shock to his spine.
They can at least hold off a bit longer from doing the deed. So that's certainly going to help us out. And also, to be fair, as long as someone called us immediately, we can always, pop back in and save him so that we give ourselves a bit more time.
That's true. Although I feel that delaying the execution doesn't really help us, especially since we only have a limited frame of existing. So delaying it even outside of our window that we're going to even be corporeal, not a smart idea. We kind of need to have this all within a certain time frame of the one night.
It's true. I mean, we do only have about, maybe, 6 hours, do you think, left before Sissel ceases to exist?
I mean, it's already past midnight.
I'd say about 5, if dawn is counted as the time when we entered the ethereal void.
Yeah, you're probably about right there.
So, chop here, Cecil. I know we've had a lot of good talks here with Lynn, and, we're all fascinated by her love of chicken, but let's get a move on. Hurry up. I mean, shoot, we were saving girls that we didn't even need to. We were trying to get leverage here, political power, not a random act of kindness. God, those don't have any sort of power.
Okay, let's head to the luxurious parlour. No, not this apartment. The ladies' red apartment. Not the red ladies' apartment. Don't get those two mixed up.
Ah, yes, of course.
No, but we need to just double check on Amelie to just make sure that she's definitely there, and she definitely is. So, the Justice Minister's family are totally okay, so we really need to get his wife to ring him to tell him that they're okay. So that, he can cancel the order for Jowd's execution, because then his daughter's not in trouble, therefore he doesn't need to listen to the demands of the kidnappers.
Well, sort of. They still have Camilla, but yeah, they have no leverage at all over the Justice Minister's family. So, yeah, please join us next time for another installment of Ghost Trick, where the wheel of fate is slowly beginning to turn. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.